Good morning, YouTube. Today, Gustavo is going to take us on a coffee tour. Hey, YouTube, this is Gustavo.
Hey, welcome to Ataco. Welcome to El Salvador. We're going on a coffee tour today. I hope you enjoy it. We're gonna walk around the major coffee plantation around Concepcion de Ataco, El Salvador. Join us.
Oh, right on. Okay, let's get going. We're getting back
Yeah.
here into some backcountry here in El Salvador. This is awesome.
Yeah, this is these roads are we're still in Ataco. Like I told you, Ataco, the center city, is 1.8 square kilometers.
Uh-huh.
But Ataco is 20 square kilometers, the whole population. We have more than 20,000 people that live here in Ataco.
Okay.
But these roads connect to different little cities or little towns around the same part of Ataco. If you see right in front, those people that are riding on the truck right there. At the marketplace, which on Saturdays and Sundays is where the most population convert to get their fruits, basic beans, rice, and all that for the week. Since it's hard for them to go every day to the city, they normally come once a week. Because here in El Salvador, we get a 15-day payment.
So you get paid every 2
So they
weeks.
come on the weekends to get up their either their payments to buy the supplies for the whole week and all that.
Now, that truck, was that just somebody with their friends and their family, or did they actually? Is that a paid service?
It's a paid service,
Okay.
which runs 25 cents
Uh-huh.
up to $10 to $15, depends how far you're going.
I see.
Like I told you, there's 20 kilometers. The farthest place where somebody can live here in Ataco.
So yeah, I've seen a lot of pickup trucks like that looks like they were turned into sort of a makeshift bus, and that's interesting that I was right about that that's actually a paid service.
And you will notice that there are a lot of, it's not a commercial for Toyota, but you'll see a lot of Toyota 22R pickups over here.
As a matter of fact, I have noticed that.
And we're almost getting to our first stop, Jason, which is called Mirador Padre Pio. It's one of the most important viewing spots here in Ataco. Once we park, we'll show you what we can see from here.
Nice.
Towards another viewing spot we have here in Ataco. It's called Mirador El Betia. If we're lucky today, we might be able to see the ocean.
Oh, cool.
Welcome to El Betia. I guess we're not that lucky, but all the way over there, you'll see the ocean on a not a cloudy day,
Mm-hmm.
and you will see Puerto de Acajutla, or Acajutla Port, which is our most important port in El Salvador, where all the shipping, all the commerce goes through, where we send our coffee to be exported to other countries in the world.
So,
And what you see all around, all you'll see is coffee plantations.
oh wow. So like in a straight line to the ocean, what would you say? How many kilometers approximately?
Whoa.
About 100? No, not that
no,
much.
No, not that much. Maybe
60?
60 to 50.
Okay. So
We can actually.
check that out. It's a wild lemon tree.
So, and underneath that lemon tree, as you see, those are coffee trees right there. All this is coffee right around underneath the lemon tree. That's why in Salvadorian coffee, you will feel a citric flavor on it. Since we use the lemon trees not as not to harvest lemons, but we use them as shade, because coffee is based on shade and sun. We need both things, sunlight, and we also need shade, because at 12 noontime, the sun is very hot, and it will burn our coffee trees. So that's why we use a lot of shade on it. And those right there underneath are coffee trees right there.
So one thing that I noticed being in Central America with where we are with the latitude is the sun is really overhead. Like, for example, when I'm trying to get shots and with the drone and up in North America where I'm from, I can shade my screen with myself. But here the sun is directly overhead. There's really nowhere to hide from it. So I could see the values of the trees because it would get morning or afternoon sun, but when the sun is like directly overhead, it's great shade. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's why we use a lot of trees, and we'll see it more ahead. Why we use also windbreakers, because we're on our latitude, the wind hits us a lot. Right. Well, right now we can feel a little breeze. Right, but when it's a windy time, that's in December. No, I'm sorry, November, December, and January. It's very windy. If you say, the wind tends to move you a little bit, right? So that's why we use windberries, because when we have coffee on our trees, and the wind hits us, the coffee will fall down. When it's already red and it's ready to harvest.
And that's when the coffee is harvested during that time.
During November, December, and January.
So that's when the beans are at their most fragile, vulnerable spot.
Exactly.
So the trees help protect the coffees.
They help protect
from the wind. Ah, cool. And that's your dry season also too in those 3 months, correct?
That's our dry season. We only have 2 seasons here in El Salvador, which is winter and summer, what we call winter and summer. Winter for us is 6 months of rain, and summer for us is 6 months of no rain. Right? The rainy season, our winter, is about to begin. That's why we have a cloudy day today, which normally begins in May. But climate is changing and everything, but we might have rain today.
Yeah, and just for the record, this is May 27th or 26th today. We're at the end of May, like the last week of May.
Yeah, we're May 27th.
Yeah. So actually the rainy season's a little bit overdue then.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
The squares are called windbreakers. What's between them squares is coffee plantations, coffee trees. So the windbreakers help us during the windy season, so that when the coffee is ready to harvest and the seeds are all red, the wind won't tear them down from the tree. So that's why we call them windbreakers. In Spanish, we call them rompevientos o tapavientos. That's the main purpose of them, and you'll see those all around the country, especially on hillsides. Community that you're focusing right now here in Ataco is called Miramar, which would be in English see the ocean. We were not that lucky today because it's too cloudy, but from here, or from where those houses are, they can actually see the ocean down south. It's like 50 to 60 kilometers away. It will take us like 3 hours on a mountain bike to get down there. Nice extreme 4x4 road. Easy to get down. To get up, it would take us probably 6 hours. That's part of Ataco, and that's not too many people live there though. But it's called Miramar.
Cool. Gustavo, someday I'd like to bring my dirt bike back here and take that road to the
You're gonna enjoy
to the ocean.
You will enjoy it.
Yeah, cool. So Gustavo, we're both kind of gearheads here, and my channel's kind of focused that. And I noticed you have a diesel here, and it's you said it was a 2.4 liter four-cylinder.
This is a 2.5 Nissan MP300 long bed, ideal for work. You can put 1.5 tons on it, and this is the car we use for working in a coffee plantation. We can put even 30 sacks of coffee on it.
Nice. And so you're telling me that diesels are pretty common here in El Salvador?
It's pretty common. Well, mostly all working vehicles here in El Salvador, pickup trucks, are diesel. It's hard to get a gasoline vehicle over here as a pickup truck, right?
Interesting.
And believe me, for these type of streets that we're driving in right now, when it's a rainy season, you really need the 4x4 over here.
Yeah, I can see that. It looks like it gets pretty hairy through here.
Yeah, because of the soil and everything. There's a lot of mud, slippery. You need to have good wheels on your car too. I use AT tires on it.
Nice. Now, how about just like a regular passenger car? You can get a diesel engine in most regular cars, can't you?
No, in most regular sedans, only gasoline and all that.
Oh, okay, but most of the trucks, or almost all the trucks, are diesel.
Are diesel.
Yeah, that's super interesting.
We work with Rainforest Alliance coffee practices since, like I've been telling you, our country doesn't have forest, so the coffee for El Salvador is like our forest here. It's the only lung that's left in our country.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you will see some pine trees and all that, but you won't see 20 acres of pine trees or something right here.
So, like maybe before this area was cultivated for coffee plantations, it would be more of a forest, alpine, like with pine trees and stuff, is what you're saying. That this is actually changed because of the coffee plantations.
Exactly, it changed in 1897, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Thanks to one president. His name was Capitan General Barrios. He was the president that brought in coffee from Guatemala, and that's how it extended supposedly all the way down towards Colombia. So they say the coffee actually began in Guatemala. We're so close to Guatemala right here. That's why we have one of the best coffees in the region, in El Salvador. We are driving through Cerro, Apaneca, y La Matepec. That's one of the best coffee regions in El Salvador, and that's not something I am inventing or I'm saying. It's on record. That's one of the best coffee regions in El Salvador. On the road that goes Ruta de las Flores Highway, which Ruta de las Flores is built up of 5 little cities: Ataco, Apaneca, Huayúa, Salcuatitan, and Nahuizalco. We are leading right now to the coffee farm, which is named San Antonio. We are going to leave the highway right now, and we're going to get into a normal street road. Well, we will also see a lot of people that have bought lands around here and that have made their own houses. We have a big restaurant around the area, hotels. One of the good things is we do have electricity around here. We do have water around here. So if somebody's interested in buying land over here, you have the basic services already over there.
So you were saying that a lot of this used to be coffee farms, but people are building houses.
Yeah, because as a coffee farmer, the international coffee price isn't as well as it used to be back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. I am a 5th generation of coffee producers. So what my grandfathers were able to do or make with the coffee is not possible no more because of the international prices.
So because the international coffee price has fallen so much, a lot of the coffee farmers went out of business.
Exactly. If you see on your right side, that wall right there, all that used to be a big coffee farm from a big family, well-known family here in Otaku. So they sold the property, and I think they're making, I'm not sure though, they're making big housings in there for people that like for the weekends and all that.
So these are basically affluent people that are having a weekend house. They might live in Santa Ana or San Salvador, and they just come up here for the weekend.
Exactly.
I see. And that's your typical owner of property in this area.
In this area, yeah.
So I'm curious, what has allowed you to stay in business where so many other people are losing their coffee business? How are you able to swing it?
Well, like I told you, I'm a fifth generation of coffee producers. I do not live out of coffee no more.
Oh, right, you're diversified.
Right, I have, well, the hostel where you're staying is where we used to have our nurserying area.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense.
So that's why I can work the coffee farm, but I have to chip in from some other jobs I have.
Okay, that makes sense. And for some background, Gustavo was telling me that he used to live in Washington, D.C. He lived there when he was a boy, and that's why he speaks such good English.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Washington, D.C. because here in El Salvador we used to have we had a civil war back in 1980s. So my parents had the opportunity to go to the States, also trying to get away from the war, right? So that's why I was born and raised over there. But like I told you, we've always been into coffee and all that. And now that, well, I was brought to El Salvador back when I was 12 years old. Been in charge of the coffee business since that. Generated employments. We have during the harvest time, over 100 people working.
Oh, wow.
I mean, sorry, 100 families working.
Oh.
That would be 500 people. That's I'm talking about a normal, typical family in El Salvador is made out of 5 people. Normally 3 kids and the parents.
And how many months does that take, or weeks, or?
The harvest time is 3 months.
So you're able to employ 100 families, 500 people for 3 months out of the year.
Exactly.
And then what do they do the other 9 months?
The rest of the time, I have normally 10 people working.
Okay.
That would be maybe 50 families that live out of it. Because we have to work the farm the whole year. We have to work with shades, we have to work with fertilizers, trimming the trees. We have to do a lot of work during the whole year to be able to harvest a good quality coffee like the one you have drank already. By the way, we have out of a scale out of 100, we have 85 points on our coffee.
By tasters who rate it.
Tasters and the the Salvadorian Coffee Institute.
Oh, okay.
We have a laboratory here in El Salvador where you can send your coffee to get tasted and get points and all of that.
Oh,
we
interesting.
have 85 points out of 100.
I did not know that they had that. That's super interesting.
And right now we are arriving to Finca San Antonio.
So check that out. That is a poison ivy bush. Yeah, crazy, huh?
And this is a barrier made out of us. Barbed wire all around. We basically do this for no trespassing, right? So that people don't get inside and trespass your property to steal wood, which is very used a lot here in El Salvador for kitchens.
I noticed that.
So people come to the farms with their machetes, cut down wood, and take it to their houses, which is not a problem for us. The problem is when you ruin the coffee tree that's next to it, or if you hit the machete inside the coffee tree that's going to produce. That's a problem. So we basically do that for no trespassing, and that you let people know this land has a owner,
Mm-hmm.
right?
And they generally respect that.
Generally,
Okay.
generally,
Uh huh.
this fence right here,
Uh huh.
we hadn't fixed this during at least 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
We just got this done. It took us 2 weeks to do it
Mm-hmm.
because right now I only have working with us 3 employees,
Mm-hmm.
uh, senior people,
Mm-hmm.
which are maybe right now 60 something years old.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big problem we have here in El Salvador.
Mm.
It's hard to find fresh blood or a young person that wants to work.
So, let's make a distinction there. So there's young people, but wants to work. Is that the operative word there?
To work in agriculture.
Oh, everybody wants to go to the city and
Exactly.
computers and
We have a lot of
business.
call centers here in El Salvador.
Oh, okay.
We have a lot of clothing factories.
I see.
We have, tourism.
Mhm.
Now tourism in Ataco, I mean, a young kid,
Mhm.
20-something-year-old guy,
Mhm.
he would prefer to work a Saturday and a Sunday
Mhm.
in Ataco
Mhm.
for $30
Mhm.
than to work here in a farm,
Mhm.
which the agriculture, the minimum wage is $6 the day.
Mhm. Mhm.
So if he works 3 days in agriculture, he will only make $18.
I see.
But if he works as a waiter in a restaurant in the weekends in Ataco, he will make at least $30 plus tips plus food.
I see. So
So
he can
that-
okay. So he can work, make twice the money, half the work, just serving tourists instead of breaking your back doing a fence all day. Yeah.
From
Okay.
7 a.m.
Mhm.
till 3 p.m.
Mhm.
under the sun,
Mhm.
rainy seasons,
Mhm.
walking 3 to 4 kilometers daily
Mhm.
to get to your job.
I see. I see. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So that's a problem for you. It's getting labor.
It's a very, very big problem here. All agricultural industries in El Salvador are doing the same thing.
Mm.
Beans, rice, corn, coffee,
Mm.
coconut trees.
Mm.
Right? Agriculture here in El Salvador is the worst paid. I
Mhm.
think that's worldwide.
Mhm.
But here in El Salvador, the minimum wage right now is $6
Mhm.
for 8-hour work.
Wow. That's not a lot.
So, Jason, you ready?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm so ready. Okay. Here we go.
Check out our locks. Bulletproof and all that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome to Finca San Antonio. We are Las Casitas LLC. In Spanish, we say it different, but the name of our company is Las Casitas.
Okay.
We have 16 hectares of coffee.
Okay.
Fifth generation of coffee producer.
Uh-huh.
My name is Gustavo Laínez. Born and raised in D.C., Salvadorian by nature, and coffee runs in my veins. So this is where we produce one of the best coffees in the world. Right, 100% pure. No chemical process in it. And this is one of the smallest little farms we have, because I told you 16 hectares, but separated in all around the city,
Okay.
all around Ataco.
Oh, okay. So you have little patches.
Little patches,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, okay. Cool. And
All this you see right here are coffee trees.
okay. That's what I was going to ask you. So this is this.
Old coffee trees.
Was that?
Old,
So how old is this?
maybe 12 years.
Okay. And how old does the tree have to be before it starts producing coffee?
Before it starts producing, it has to be 2 years old.
Oh, okay. So after 2 years, they start producing
They start
coffee.
producing, and it's like a human being.
Uh-huh.
a youngster, teenager,
Mm-hmm.
and an adult.
Mm-hmm.
So this one would be an adult already.
Okay, so this is in its prime of its life, and so it's going to be not yet.
It's not in its prime time no more.
Uh-huh.
He's
Oh.
passing away actually.
Oh, so this is past its prime.
Yeah.
So okay, so it starts producing coffee at about 2 years old, and then when does it get to its peak where it produces the most per?
5, 6, 7, 10 years.
Okay, and then after that it starts to decline.
Exactly. So
Okay.
when the tree's 10 years old, 8 years old, what we do is we trim it down.
Okay.
We do not remove the tree
Uh-huh.
because the tree's here for 10, 12 years.
Uh-huh.
What we do is trim it.
Okay. Oh, well, look how thick that guy is. Oh, okay, then it kind of regenerates it.
Exactly. These right here are going to be as tall as those,
Uh-huh.
like in 3 years,
Uh-huh.
maybe less,
Uh-huh.
and it will start producing more coffee.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Unless the tree is completely out,
Mhm.
like this one over here. This one won't produce no more. We only have the roots in here.
I see.
The time for planting coffee,
Mhm.
which we get the coffee from nurseries,
Mm-hmm.
coffee nurseries. What we do is we remove this
Mhm.
and we plant a new one.
Mhm.
That new one will start producing 3 years later.
I see. Well, this guy's pretty thick here,
Yeah,
so he's gonna regenerate, and he's good for another 8 to 10 years then. Huh?
exactly. Because this one right here at least was 25 years old.
So
You can see how huge this is.
yeah, so yeah, that's much thicker than the one behind you that you just showed us.
Right. And here's a new one that was planted last year.
Okay, so this is a brand new one. It's a year old.
Yeah. But we have to be careful with this. Weeds,
Uh-huh.
they grow around it
Uh-huh.
because it doesn't allow us to develop. This was one planted last year.
Okay.
Right. So it will take us maybe 2 more years. So it will start developing.
I see. Interesting. So this is just a little patch here.
A little one. This is the smallest one we have over here.
So how many trees approximately?
Oh, wow.
30, 50?
No.
No.
Thousands.
Oh, okay. So it's
Maybe
beyond
more.
what we can see there.
Yes,
Okay.
we're going to walk through
Okay, cool.
right now. But here you can take a good view of the coffee
Uh-huh.
trees right there.
Uh-huh.
And the taller trees are the ones that give us the shade.
And you were saying sometimes they're orange trees, sometimes they're lemon trees,
Right.
or excuse me, lime trees, and sometimes even almonds.
Yeah, we also have grapefruit over here.
Oh, grapefruit. Okay, cool. And mostly just for not so much you harvest the fruit from those, but just because they get along well with the coffee and give it some extra flavor.
Right. It's very hard to harvest fruits and all that around here.
Mm-hmm.
Area. That's another farm right there.
Oh, okay, cool. So these are obviously some very old trees. So this property line was probably established, in the when the area started to come up in the what would you say, around the turn of the century,
Actually, this
late 1800s.
this farm, my grandmother bought it. Back in them days, it was for 3,000 colones.
Mm-hmm.
That was our currency before we got dollarized.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So 3,000 colones would nowadays be almost $300.
Oh, okay.
Now this land right now, if somebody would be interested in buying it,
Uh-huh.
it would be at least $50,000.
Okay, for just, and that's a partial acre, right?
It's a quarter of an acre.
Okay. Okay. Now that seems high to me, and is that because it's in this mountainous region? I mean, are the property values in this part of El Salvador unusually high?
Yes, they are.
Okay, that makes sense then. So it's a very, very desirable place to live.
Exactly. To live, well, like I told you, to cultivate coffee is not one of the main activities, economically speaking, anymore in El Salvador.
But
Invest.
I've been to other parts of El Salvador, and it can be. I mean, El Salvador has a reputation for being hot,
Right.
and it's not hot here.
No, it's not.
So if you're living somewhere, San Salvador is pretty hot, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So if you were living in San Salvador and you wanted a place to escape the city, you'd want to come here because it's nice and peaceful, not in the city, and most importantly, it's not freaking hot.
Right. That's why we have so many at our the hostel. We have so many people that visit us from San Salvador in the western part of El Salvador, San Miguel, La Union, which are very hot places. So they escape every weekend as soon as they can to get down over to the fresh areas.
And I'll just add this part. Hot is an understatement, and that's from a guy who's from Arizona. I've never experienced heat like that. It is just incredible.
Here's one up to my. It's right age.
And how old?
This one would probably be 8 years old.
Okay. So this one's in the prime of its life, prime of its producing stage.
You can barely see these buds right here. Will be coffee beans.
Oh, so those are okay. Just the sprouts coming out.
Yeah.
Oh, neat.
You have to take care of the trees during the whole year because these stains right here could be diseases.
So you have to keep an eye on that.
I have to keep an eye on that. See?
Oh, so maybe that leaf is infected with a fungus.
Right, a fungus. It has a specific name. There's a lot of names in it. But we also have problems with worms that eat the leaves.
So
it's hard. Sorry, it's hard for us to take care of each little tree. Right. So that's why I told you coffee here. We have to work with sun and shade. If there's too much sun, it burns down the leaf, and fungus develops more. Right. And if there's too much shade, the worms. Right. So it's a very difficult process here.
So yeah, there's just a sweet spot.
Look at this right here. This one was just cut last week.
Okay.
Right. This one was an old tree right now.
Oh, you can see the rings.
Yeah. Here comes the new sprout.
So
and once these that are down here grow enough, this one will go down.
I see. So if you want to count those rings, go ahead and put in the comments how old you think this is.
Oh, look, we're lucky. We have a coffee bean right here.
Oh, look at that.
It's green right now.
Oh, okay.
This one was probably left here from last harvest.
Oh, so it was missed.
Right.
Okay.
And there's another two right there.
Okay. Nice, and then we got some more down here.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's not lost. They didn't forget this. This is going to be for November, December. It will turn red, and when it turns red, almost purplish, it's the optimal time to cut it.
Okay.
Look, we have a couple big ones over here.
Oh wow, look at that. So when you said cut it, so do you cut the whole branch off, or no? You just pick the bean, or cut the bean off?
This is a Arabica type of tree.
Okay.
In El Salvador, we only have Arabica coffee.
Okay.
Difference to Colombia and Brazil, they have Robusta. This one is a more sweeter flavor in coffee. So the technique here used in Central America is hand picked. When I say hand picked, I mean I bend over the branch This one is a tall tree.
It is. It is.
So I have to bend down the branch
Uh-huh.
carefully
Uh-huh.
and hand pick the bean.
And just pluck it right off. Okay.
Right? And
Okay.
normally I will carry a basket around my waist
Uh-huh.
and I will let that fill in.
Okay.
When I fill up my basket,
Uh-huh.
I look for a sack,
Uh-huh.
place it in, and continue cutting.
Ah.
Right? Oh, this is nice. I can't cut all of these because I will ruin it. But look at this, please.
Yeah. Look at all those. And here's some more. Wow, this is interesting. You can see the very young ones, and then they're getting a little bit older until it comes up here and a little bit more mature. So, when do you think like this guy's going to turn red or purple?
November.
November. So we're end of May right now, so it's still got a few more months to go.
This is the coffee trees also give flowers.
Oh.
I don't know. I showed you that back at the hostel. We have a honey.
Uh-huh.
The bees eat from this type of coffee flower.
Oh,
This is dry
wow.
already, though.
So it's pollen from coffee flowers.
That's why our honey is all brown.
Okay.
There's all different colors of honey.
Uh-huh.
Ours is very dark,
Uh-huh.
dark brown,
Uh-huh.
because of the coffee flower.
Interesting. And I'm sure it has a unique taste to it too, huh?
I'll give you a taste tonight. You
Cool.
will like it.
Oh, cool. So
Look at this one right here. Very green,
yes it is.
no disease.
Uh-huh.
Look at that one right there.
Uh-huh.
See, so that's why we take care of so much of it. We have a coffee flower still dried one right there. More leaves are browning over here.
Oh, look at that. Cool.
And you can see the shade right now on my head.
Mm-hmm.
Sun is hitting it very direct.
Yeah, it's like right overhead.
Right over it. It's noon.
Mm-hmm. See, look how, what I was talking about earlier, look how small my shadow is.
Get down over here, please.
Oh, wow, look at that. Okay. Neat.
Coffee flowers.
Nice. So then those will develop into the beans then. So that's how they get
And
fertilized.
This is an old tree. Right here, you can see. But it
Nice.
has 1, 2. A third one's coming this way. This is a well taken care of tree.
Cool. It's just how rich the green is for some of these coffee trees. It's a very unique shade of green.
Yeah. Yeah, like I told you, all the coffee we have in El Salvador is Arabica.
Mm-hmm.
But we have a lot of varieties, which are Bourbon coffee, Pacamara, Catimor, Sachimor. Those are variety of trees.
Of Arabica.
Of Arabica, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Hey, you're a good learner.
Because I remember when I was in Vietnam, they have a lot of Robusta beans there.
Oh, see, Vietnam didn't have coffee back in the 60s, before the Vietnam War.
Uh-huh.
I read that.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure. You can find that. But I heard about that they didn't have coffee before.
Mm-hmm.
Vietnam has coffee now. Mexico has coffee. Mexico didn't have coffee before. So that's why all those supply and demand, I think it is. There's a lot of demand, but there's a lot of supply now. That's why international prices went down.
Now, coffee is native to this region of the world, right? I mean, that's where it what do you say, evolved or developed? It's a native Central American plant, or am I incorrect?
They say coffee started in Ethiopia.
Oh,
That's
Ethiopia.
Ethiopia.
Yeah. Okay. So it's from Africa, and then somebody brought it over here. Okay.
Brought it in to Guatemala.
Okay.
And it was the president, Gerardo Barrios, who brought it from Guatemala to El Salvador.
Right.
Okay, all these flowers right here will become beans like these right here.
Okay. And so it looks like these flowers are towards the end of their reproduction cycle.
Because the flower only pops out for 4 days.
Oh, okay.
That's why we have to move how you call the bee.
Oh, the hives for the bees.
We move them from farm to farm to farm to farm.
Oh, so you're also a beekeeper?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay. So you have
But
your
that's
own.
not my. That's something we started out with, thanks to. In coffee, we have passed through a lot of phenomena, natural phenomena, like tropical weather, tropical storms. We don't have tornadoes here, but we do have hurricanes here. Rainy season, too much rain ruins our coffee plantation. No rain ruins our coffee plantation. Now, with the beans the way they're going right now, we really, really need the rain.
Because they're becoming mature and they're getting to a point where they need the water.
Right.
And
we can't bring here machinery with like a hose of.
Yeah, irrigation is just not feasible here.
It's not possible.
And I don't know if we mentioned this earlier or not, but the rain season is delayed.
Yeah, it's delayed.
So like by a couple weeks or a month now. It's running on a month, huh?
Almost, 27 today.
Yeah, so
we were waiting for it the 1st of May.
So wow. Tell me about your practices with pesticides and herbicides. Are you considered organic, or do you have to have some help out?
Sorry, Jason. Before we continue.
Sure. I'll look at that.
Orange tree.
Huh. I thought that was a big lemon. It's an immature orange. Look at that. Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, there. The camera would smell this.
Oh, wow. So,
check it out.
These orange trees are growing among the coffee trees, primarily for shade.
Oh man!
It's not, and also to give the coffee a little bit of citrus flavor.
Yeah.
It's like a symbiotic.
Forgot my machete, but so that's why you feel citric flavors in my coffee.
Nice.
This is part of the tour. It's snack time.
Oh, so these are actually edible?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna turn the camera off and have a little snack. I'll be right back. And that is how you pick an orange in the jungle.
Yeah.
So Gustavo, I noticed these coffee trees over here is a little bit more formalized. Like they're in a row. It looked like it was more of a less. Sorry. Okay, so Gustavo, I noticed that part I filmed back there. It looked like their trees were planted in a more organized fashion, much different than yours that were just in the just kind of randomly in the jungle. Now that produces a different type of coffee, correct?
It produces a different type of taste in the coffee, because the one you filmed back there was a coffee that's directly cultivated by sun, so that uses more fertilizers. There's no shade around it. We're getting to another part, which by the way, that was another farm, another farm owner. Right, we're going to another one right here. You'll see it well organized, but it does have shade right there.
Oh, okay.
Let me see here. Oops. So, okay. Yep, I can see it, but
Not as much as yours though. Still,
Right.
It does have shade, but not as much. So it's really interesting. I can see where maybe this would be a little bit more advantageous to do economically, but the coffee's not as good.
it's not as good. You're right. We're in another farm right now. We are getting to Finca Rosalillo, right on the highway.
Oh, so this would have value for the
Not
property.
as a coffee farm, but for an investor who wants to. This property right here is 2.5 hectares, bigger than the one we were over there. You'll see a different. Well, you'll notice the difference as soon as we get in, the shade, the way we work this farm, because we take out the coffee from different farms, right? And I have my blend already. Las Casitas has already this blend, which I've been working out for 17 years now.
Wow.
So, like when you're drinking my cup of coffee, it's not a dark roast. It's a medium roast. That's where I found the balance between acidity, aftertaste, aroma, chocolate, citric flavors, all that balance.
And so you'll take maybe some percentage from this and a percentage from that.
Exactly.
Wow.
Well, Jason, ready?
I'm ready.
Farm 2, Rosalillo.
Farm to Rosalillo.
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 Leo.
Let's do it.
Before we keep on walking, let's take a look at this. This is another farm owner right there.
Okay.
Here's the fence. He just got rid of a good part of coffee right here.
And why is that?
He's working his land right now here.
Oh, okay. So he's just replenishing. He's starting
Yeah.
the cycle over again.
The things we were doing over there,
Right?
right?
Oh, okay. So they're sprouting up.
They're
Okay.
moving the big stems, clipping down, right?
And
He
including,
also worked the shade.
Okay. So
Look at all that sun right here.
So maybe.
Look at where we are right now.
Okay. Yeah.
Like reality expectatives. I don't know.
Yeah. You're right. Before and after. So
check this out.
here's a mature stand of coffee.
This is Rosalillo. This is where we are right now. And that's our neighbor right there.
And
Pure sun.
and he's just starting the cycle over again. So he's got a couple years before this patch is going to
Yes, sir.
produce.
Couple of years right there. Well, what we got over here. Rosalillo. One of the best farms we have in our plantation, in Las Casitas LLC, is this farm right here, Rosalillo.
Oh, okay, cool.
Can you feel it?
Yeah, I can.
Whoa. Totally different where we were.
Feels cooler here.
Cooler.
And I
Check this out, please.
We didn't go for a mile or two, did we?
Check this out. All this is coffee beans.
So we can see the remnants of the flour here.
Yep.
And then these are the baby coffee beans. Oh, look how many of them there are. And these trees are so much bigger than where we were before.
Right.
Now, is that just a different strategy, or these are more in the cycle?
Land has a lot to do.
Okay.
Even though we were like 1 mile away.
Yeah,
maybe.
right.
Maybe 1 mile away. But land, this is one of the best lands we have around the area.
So even the climate within a mile makes a difference.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is just that's wow.
All right, you were telling me that over there you couldn't tell the aisles and all that. Please stand right here.
Oh yeah, okay. So it's more of a structured row.
Yeah.
Like you see in a lag
Coffee has to be
agriculture.
planted at a certain distance,
Uh-huh.
right? You will be able to see it here.
Yep.
They are approximately I don't know.
3 steps.
We measure it
Mhm.
with varas. That would be more than 1 meter away.
Okay. Okay. So it's got to be at least a meter away.
A meter away
Okay.
on both sides.
Mhm.
That way,
We can walk in between, or run if we even want to.
you see?
Okay. Okay.
So that when we're hand picking the coffee, we don't ruin the trees. I can walk around with my basket, because when I'm wearing a basket, it's like I'm a pregnant woman.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. So you're wide.
And I have my backpack. Right? Check this out, please. This is our treasure right here. This is the treasure we have in El Salvador.
Perfect. And then look at this guy up here. And those were some guys that were missed from Lest. Yep, there it is. Peel the husk off and you get the coffee bean.
Coffee has three layers. There's still another little layer right here.
Okay.
You see this?
Okay.
And it becomes a green bean. This is what we commercialize. This
Okay.
is what we sell. The green bean.
Now, even though like when this turns purple later on, it's still green on the inside.
Exactly.
Okay. And then it only turns black when you roast
See,
it.
this one used to be red, purple. You take away the red, the purple, then you get this brownish. Then you take away this brownish thing, and that's the coffee bean. So that would be 2 layers now, right? And the third one, which is this one right here, which normally goes away when we start roasting.
So that falls apart of in the roasting process. Okay.
Right.
Or falls off, not falls apart.
And this is what we sell, internationally speaking.
Nice. Very cool.
The taller it is, the harder it is for me to cut it.
Right.
Remember, it's hand picked, so I have to do this.
So you try to keep them trimmed to be more manageable for harvesting.
I bend it over here, hand pick right here, boom, 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 right in my basket.
Oh, so maybe even that is easier in a way, huh?
Depends.
It all depends.
You saw where I had to move, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so all these, I don't know, aisles or lanes right here. This is one right there. There goes another one right here. These are the shade, the windbreakers. If you throw up the drone, you will see this. All these are windbreakers. Right. As you, Jason, as a hand picker coffee during the crop. All right, Jason, this is your row.
Okay.
All right, Gustavo, that's your row.
I
cannot jump into your lane, and you cannot jump into mine.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I'll try to explain it again. All right. During the harvest time. Hi, Gustavo. I would like to work at your farm and cut coffee. Sure. We give you a number. You start picking the crop from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Okay.
At 3 p.m., you take the coffee to the entrance of the finca. We will weigh how much you picked during the day.
I see.
15 days later, like I told you here, you get paid every 15 days. From 1st to 15, from 16 to 30 or 31st.
Okay.
15 days later, okay, Jason, during the harvest, he picked up 100 pounds. You get paid for that 100 pounds. All right. What do you have to do? If you didn't do anything wrong, you will get your full payment. what is doing something wrong.
Uh-huh.
I will give you this aisle.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay, that's my line.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way there.
Okay.
From corner to corner.
Okay.
2.5 hectares.
Okay. Okay.
If you do it in less than 15 days,
Uh-huh.
you're great.
Uh-huh.
If you take more, until you're done, we pay you, right?
So it'd take me half a month to do this whole.
Maybe.
Okay.
Depends.
Okay.
There are people that are very good. They were born in this. They do this every year, so they've been doing this since they were 12 years old.
I see.
So they're very good at it.
Mm-hmm.
Some people come here at 5 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because the more you make, the more you get paid.
Of course.
So that's so what you cannot do is that you cannot jump from here to here. So here. You have to keep going.
Because that would make it more difficult for the other people to make money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So those, the taller it is, the harder it is to pick. Right? If I bend this over right here, oh, I got a baby right here.
I gotta be careful.
If I step on it, I break it,
Uh-huh.
you get discount.
Yeah. So I would have to compensate you for that
Right. And you cannot, like I told you, just hand pick. You cannot just do
because you ruined the tree. You have to.
because I cut off the leaves.
Uh-huh.
I ruined the tree.
Hmm.
This is an old tree right here,
Mm-hmm.
which probably is not. It doesn't look that healthy, right?
Uh-huh.
It might have to go away.
Uh-huh.
Replacement.
I see.
Replacement for this one.
I see.
So with the holes. Maybe if you put it higher, check out this part right here.
Oh, those are some pretty lush trees over there.
Very worked, very well worked coffee.
So would you consider your coffee organic?
90%.
90%. So you just need a little bit of help for pesticides and herbicides, or?
Yeah. Remember the farm where we were before?
Uh-huh.
You saw a lot of diseases on the leaves.
Uh-huh.
We don't have that much disease over here
Uh-huh.
because we've been working well with the shades,
Uh-huh.
the sun,
Uh-huh.
right?
So this field you probably don't have to use anything, correct?
Just take a look at this.
Oh,
This
wow.
speaks for itself.
Okay.
So
Wow,
we also
look
have
at
a
that.
problem right here.
Okay. Oh, the vines.
So I can't use a weed
Weed whacker, right. So it's all by hand.
all by hand. And that's right now when the beans are green. They don't fall off.
Right.
But when they're reddish, they will fall down.
Okay.
The wind will make them fall down.
Let's see, have the trees for the break. And then so if it touches the ground, do you guys use it or no?
Yes, you can, but
Within reason.
the flavor starts to vanish.
Mm-hmm.
I will get another payment for that. I will not get well paid as a fresh
So it'd be a lower grade.
lower grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be Folgers, folks.
Something like that.
U-Ban. So this is a first generation.
First generation.
And it's about, what did you say, 10, 15 years old?
Maybe less.
Okay. And then see what happens is you kind of see the size of the trunk there, compared to that. So at this point, they cull it, and it grows, but it's not as lush. It's not as robust. And you'll do this maybe 2 or 3 times, right?
Yeah.
So that would be
or
that would
or the times you need it, because like we have trees over here that have been for 100 years now.
okay.
Right.
So that would be 7, 8 times that you
Exactly.
culled it and let it grow back.
Exactly.
But it's amazing to me that the first generation looks so much different than the second or the third. So this one being on its first generation, does it produce more beans than maybe your second or third generation?
Yes, it does.
Okay. But economically, it's, even though it produces more, it's still better to cull them.
Yes, because well, this one already, like I told you, has maybe 6 years, 7 years.
Uh-huh.
And I told you the baby ones over there.
Mhm.
It will take them at least. It has already 2 years, and it's not producing coffee yet.
Mm-hmm.
These will produce coffee, not that much,
Mhm.
but it will produce something.
But sooner.
Meanwhile, those get enough strength to produce. We have a lot of natural coffee born here in the farm. This one was planted by us. So these were probably some seeds that fell down during the crop.
Oh,
They were born there.
nice.
So there's a technique where we can pull the tree out
Mm-hmm.
and place it where we really want it to be.
Oh, okay. So you'll transplant it.
We
Cool.
transplant it, because this one doesn't have the good distance.
So yeah, that's going to be a problem later on in a few years.
That's a coffee flower.
Beautiful.
At our nurserying area, you're gonna see a couple of our baby trees.
Oh, cool.
They're starting to develop. They might be ready for the end of this year.
Oh, okay.
The person that's opening the gate right now, he's the guy in charge of the farm.
Okay.
He's been working for us, just for us, like 7 years, maybe more.
So what's going on behind? Sorry to interrupt. Is that just another tour?
That's a tour, yeah.
Oh, okay.
There are touristic trains here in Otago. There's a lot of them. They drive you around the city and all that.
Oh, okay. So I'm sorry. He's been working for you for how long?
For at least 10 years by now.
Oh, okay, cool.
But he's been working in coffee since he was a young little kid.
Oh, okay.
So he's the man in charge. He knows it all.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, he knows
cool.
everything.
Hey, mucho gusto. Wow, so these guys need a lot of shade, huh?
Yeah, that's why they're all covered up. Shade for the birds don't mess around with the direct rain water. Come on in.
Oh, wow, look at that. Okay, so
So we got
these are
green gold here.
and what, that's the variety of.
Yeah, here you can see a couple of seeds are popping out right there,
Okay.
and these already have
okay.
leaves.
I can kind of make out the coffee bean there.
Right there. That's the coffee bean.
Oh. Neat. So let's take a walk down
Yeah,
here.
take a walk. You can smell the
Yeah, you can.
fertilizers on it,
Uh-huh.
because they need a lot of fertilization right now since they're baby trees.
And how old are these?
60 days.
Oh, wow. 2-month-old baby coffee plants. Check that out. Then in a year you're gonna go put these up on one of your plantations, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna plant these. Maybe we'll be able to plant it on September,
Okay.
which is still a rainy season here in El Salvador.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't have to rush with that, because we can plant it next year.
Okay.
which is the best time to do it will be next year.
Okay.
Right.
So you got a window there. So if it doesn't work out this fall, then next spring or next year.
We have around 3,000 plants here, approx.
Okay. Okay.
If you see, most of them have already developed.
Uh huh.
Just a couple won't make it,
Uh huh.
but most of them have. The seeds we use over here, well, there's one right here. We can focus this one right here. These are special seeds
Okay.
that have been hand-picked and chosen to be able to give us a good tree.
Okay.
This variety is an Arabica always, but it's a Colombian seed.
Okay.
So Colombia has almost the same atmosphere, soil as we do. So that's why this guy, he's a coffee producer in Colombia,
Uh huh.
and he gave me these seeds,
Oh, so he sent you the seeds from Colombia, and now
Right.
you guys are sprouting them.
right, to see if it adapts to our land.
Oh, so this is kind of a proof of concept here, then, huh?
Excuse me?
A proof of concept, like a new idea, like.
With the seed, yes.
Yeah,
with
okay.
this variety, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So this is something a little bit different.
Exactly.
So are you going to keep these like on one plot?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, is there coffee on that plot now, or is this something new you're developing?
No, there is already coffee there because
Alright.
all the coffee plantations have been there for 5 generations now. But we're gonna work in a certain area or a certain square
Uh huh. Uh huh.
where we're gonna see how it develops there.
All right. Cool. And then you got to wait a couple years to see how that goes.
After it will be 3 years maybe.
Okay. Uh huh. And then you'll actually be able to taste the coffee and be able to see if that's going to work
Send
out
it
for
to a
you.
laboratory to do all the tests and see how much points we get out of a scale, which 100 is the most, 0 is the least. 85 points up, it's considered a outstanding coffee,
Okay.
not a commercial coffee. What do we understand by a commercial coffee? It's like when you go to a grocery store and you see all those ketchup bottles on the which one's better than the other one, right? The $1 ketchup bottle or the one that's $5, right? What makes it different?
Uh huh. Uh huh.
So our coffee is not a commercial coffee.
It's above.
It's above commercial.
Okay. Okay. So it's produced in such small scales that there's no way it could be ever commercial. So it's a different. It's just like anything else that's fine wine or prime beef.
Right.
It's just rare, and there's not a lot out there.
Right. And
Cool.
this is how we take care of it. I know the camera can't tell the smells and all that, but there's a lot of work in this.
Oh yeah.
We got a hose over there.
Uh-huh.
It takes water every day,
So you have to come and give these things attention daily.
daily.
Okay.
Daily. And I cannot just let the water fall directly on it because the seed, it will drop down the seed.
Uh-huh.
Most of the bags already have their leaves on them. I would probably say more than 90%. Yeah. I would probably say more than 90% is developing.
Okay.
Look at this seed right here, for example.
Now is this
Beautiful. This one is still hasn't popped out yet.
okay? So these are just it's not like they're not healthy. It's just they're newer.
Right.
Okay.
Some take more time than others. Like I told you, we select the seed. The seed has been selected, hand selected from the people that've been working for us the most time.
Oh, okay. So your employees can tell a good seed from a bad seed
Yes.
just because they have so much experience.
So much experience. They've been in coffee since they were little kids, 10, 12 years old.
So they know, hey, this is a good seed. This is worth planting, and this one we're gonna turn this one into a beverage.
And what's inside the bag is the most important thing: the soil.
Okay.
This soil is dirt brought from the farm.
Okay.
We add fertilizers in it,
Okay.
vitamins, minerals.
Okay.
Well, the shade we have over here,
Uh huh.
is so that we don't have that many grasshoppers around,
Okay.
birds,
Okay.
direct sunlight,
Okay.
and direct wind.
Oh. Okay.
In these type of shades, this is a special shade.
Okay.
It's
It's
a
like
little bit,
it's like a fabric.
it's a little bit thicker than the normal ones.
Uh-huh.
There are black colors and green colors. The black color, dark colors attract more heat,
Uh-huh. Absorb more sun.
absorb more sun. So this one doesn't, and it has at least 7 feet. No, maybe 8, right?
Yeah. 7 to 8 feet. Yep.
7 to 8 feet.
Uh-huh.
So the higher it is, more ventilated in here.
And I bet you, I wonder if the green comes into it with the wavelength, because maybe like in the natural forest it would get a green tint to it too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And when it rains, this has since it's like a cloth, it acts like a filter.
So
Drips
yeah, and it doesn't get the brunt of the rain falling from the sky. It softens the blow
Right.
of the water. Wow. So there is a lot involved with this, and you're looking at 3 to 4 years to see if this is even
Going to work.
Yeah.
To see if it's going to work. Yeah, but we have to take care of this day by day. See, this is grass right here.
Oh, okay.
We don't want grass right there. We only need the coffee inside.
Right. Wow, this is fascinating.
This is where all the process begins. Right? And of course, we remember where it's going to end. It's almost time for coffee. Here in El Salvador, we drink coffee in the afternoon.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
So if you can't sleep, too bad about that. But you have to drink coffee.
Okay, I will oblige you. I guess I'll just have to have 2 beers tonight to counteract that. So, let's say in 8 to 10 years, when this is really kicking, and let's say 90% of these plants survive to maturehood and can produce, would you be able to estimate like how many pounds of coffee this would produce in like in 10 years?
Well,
in a year?
I didn't tell you that back there because it's not the time for harvest. But a well taken care tree, which probably would be, I'm almost sure this one is going to develop. It already has 2 leaves, another 4 leaves right there.
Okay. So let me back up a second. When I said 90% of these would survive to be viable coffee plants, was that estimation way too high?
No, it's not. You're in the right scale.
Okay, but I mean,
so
assuming that these are viable, because this is an experiment. But let's just say you are working with your normal.
With a normal coffee seed and a coffee tree that I know will adapt to our soil, our lands, our atmosphere, our height. One good coffee tree can give you 20 pounds of coffee.
And you told me how many pounds you produce a year, but what was? You told me earlier, right?
It all depends. Last year it was 30,000 pounds.
Okay.
Last year.
Was that an average year, good
it's
year?
An average. In coffee, it's one good year, one bad year. One good year, one bad year.
Okay.
When I say bad, it cannot go down 50%.
Wow.
If it goes down 50%, you're doing something totally wrong.
Oh, okay. So 50% is
it's something's wrong.
Okay.
But if you do it, it should be. If last year was 30,000 pounds, maybe this year 27,000.
Oh, so there's a very short variance in there.
Very short.
Okay. This is like your laboratory, huh?
Yeah, this is my laboratory.
Cool.
And the guy that's here, he's a guy in charge. He doesn't speak that well English, but I'll introduce him.
Okay.
Balbino. Preséntese, por favor.
No.
Preséntese.
Balbino.
Jason is my name.
Él se llama Jason.
Jason.
Mucho gusto.
Mucho gusto.
He's the man in charge. El jefe.
Oh, okay.
The big boss.
Oh, okay. Cool. And he's from Ataco.
He's from Ataco.
Okay, born and raised.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Usted ha estado en el café desde que nació, ¿va, Balvin?
Sí, tiempo ya de trabajar en el café.
Oh, okay,
Ajá,
cool,
sí,
cool, cool,
ajá.
cool.
Toda
Nice.
la vida.
Sí, toda la vida es
All
mi
life.
trabajo en
Working
el
in
café.
coffee.
Oh, nice,
Sí.
nice, nice. Oh,
En
good.
eso me crié. Me crié trabajando en
Oh,
el café.
I understand.
Sí, sí,
Mire,
Nice.
y a su criterio, Balvin,
sí.
más del 90% está pelado.
Ah, sí, más del 90%.
Más.
Más.
More
más
than
del
90%
Ujú.
is going to work.
So,
I said 90%. He says more than 90.
so what is his thoughts on this experiment that you're doing with trying this new thing? What is his opinion about?
Expected things and all that.
What's that?
What we're expecting and all that.
Yeah. What? So does he feel this is going to be successful or?
¿Usted cree que nos va a dar éxito esto en el cafetal?
¿Cómo no? Sí,
Sí.
no, sí,
Oh.
así como va. Sí, sí, sí. Claro.
No need to translate that.
Yeah,
That
see.
sounds pretty certain to me. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
And he would know.
Right, because he did it.
Oh, this was all his idea.
And it was. It's an idea that we all have to. It's a family business. So, as a fifth generation of coffee producer, everything that's new has to be consulted before.
Oh, so you guys really roundtable it and,
Right.
and have a discussion. Everybody's got to be on board, huh?
Everybody, my mother, my father, and myself, and of course the guy that's behind the line, because he's the one that actually does the job. Right? I might be the person in charge of doing the international commerce and all that, looking for the customers. But he's the one that's from 6 a.m. till 3 p.m. every day, working with other 2 people right now. During the harvest time, 100 people, trying to make sure that they take care of the farm. So he has it's not the first time, es la primera vez que usted hace una así va.
Así,
en
sí,
bolsa.
sí, en bolsa. Sí,
It's
ajá.
the first time we make this, or he does this,
Okay.
directly to a bag.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Right? So it was a big process where we have to fill up the bag with the soil, prepare the soil, and ¿a qué profundidad lo sembró, Balvin?
Esto queda por encimita, no se siembra muy
Como
hondo.
un dedo,
Más o menos. Sí.
una
Ajá.
pulgada.
Sí, una pulgada.
1 inch into the soil, plant the seed. The seed he looked for. Usted escogió la semilla, ¿va?
Sí, sí.
He found the seeds on the tree. We dry it especially apart. When it's completely dry, we plant it over here.
Oh, okay. But that would be given that you didn't get these from Colombia. That would be your normal process.
But from a Colombian tree that was already planted in the
Oh.
farm.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you guys already had some Colombian trees. So just so I understand, did these seeds come from your farm or from Colombia?
No, these came from Colombia.
Okay.
But I'm explaining the process. Like, okay, if I want to make my own nursing area,
Okay.
I pick the seed, specially picked. I dry it. Then I do what I just told you.
Okay.
In-
Okay.
In this case, all we had to do was prepare the soil, open the hole, and plant the seed.
So the normal thing is you guys go and you get the best seeds you can from your crop, and
Right.
this is how you start the next
Yeah,
generation.
exactly.
But this is you guys are mixing it up a little bit here and trying something new.
Right. Right. Something totally new.
Now, are you doing this out of curiosity, or do these yield more? They a better flavor, or I mean, what's?
We're expecting better flavor, resist climate changes.
Okay, so they're more resilient seeds to the different extreme temperatures and whatnot.
Right. To diseases
Okay, better disease resistance.
like the
Okay.
ones we saw on the leaves and all that. Fungi, worms, and all that. And of course, a better taste and cup.
Okay, so you're really
We're betting a lot into this.
and being really proactive about things too.
Right.
Okay.
¿Cuánto tenemos sembrado aquí, Balvin?
2,200.
2,200 trees are here.
Okay. 2,200 trees. Nice.
Y es de cuido todos los días. ¿va?
Sí. Esto queda así como ahorita va, quiere cuido.
Every day we have to take care of it. ¿Y qué es lo que se siente tan fuerte? ¿Qué es lo que le han echado?
Bueno, el lunes le echó
on Monday, like I told you, we can't do that on the camera, but you smell it irritates your nose, right?
Yeah, it is pretty strong smelling in here.
All right, because we were having this white fly.
So it's a small white fly.
Yeah, that
When it's feeding on the leaves?
exactly.
Okay.
So we had to put some chemicals on it so it will disappear.
Ah.
Aquí lo que sale más es el counter. Y este, el counter.
¿Cuál es el conte?
Esta semillita, cuesta que te disipe esta
Esa
semillita.
okay.
Ujú.
Those
Esa ya
white
tiene
little
días
things
que
right
le
there,
como. Ajá.
it's another mineral.
Okay, so it's like plant food.
Yeah, it takes a long time for it to absorb inside the.
So on the average, how many hours per day is he here taking care of or maybe a week? Better question.
Every day
Uh-huh.
from 8 a.m. till 9 a.m.
So he spends an hour a day just going over these
Putting
and
some water on it, checking if everything's all right.
6-7 days a week.
From Monday to Saturday.
Yeah, so 6
6
days he's here for an hour doing this, and he'll do this until they go up into
Exactly.
to your plantation.
¿Y qué dice usted?
Siempre en un porte ya.
So we could give it 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we could do it in September, but if we give it more time here, it's even better. It's going to be stronger
Yeah.
to resist taking out of the bag and plant it. Hard to talk with all these bikes.
Yeah, they just cut their mufflers right off. Yeah.
So I want to show the other side where we have the soil.
Okay, cool.
Albino. Esta no está preparada. ¿Va?
No, esta no está preparada, solo se ha ido a traer.
Okay. Tierra negra, lo que le llamamos tierra negra. ¿Va?
Sí, pero esta no es de la propia, por eso ya no trajimos.
Ah.
Pero ya no trajimos porque está un poco, no es de la propia tierra negra del Paracemo, pero sí tiene partes ahí.
Okay, this is some soil we brought from the farm,
Okay.
but it's not prepared yet.
Okay.
Right, so this is from the farm, but we have to add all the minerals, all the vitamins, and a lot of the process before we put it inside the bag, and it also has to be humid.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
So it's just laying here, just in case we continue with the process, because we have enough land right here to continue making the.
Oh, okay. So this you can expand.
Yeah, and once you're working, you can have a good view down to the city as well. That is a taco.
Oh yeah, cool. I'll grab that with my other camera in a minute. So once the plants become more mature, do you treat your soil at your place, or is it just
Here.
okay? But just for your nursery.
Right.
But once they're not infants anymore and they can survive, they can just do it in the natural soil that's up there, correct?
It can do it in the natural soil that's up there,
Uh-huh.
and we also work with part of the process, which is not the time right now. As soon as it starts ready. Jason, I hope you like the tour.
Oh, absolutely.
This is part of what we try to show to you as an international tourist, so that you know what's going on in a real coffee farm. And this is also what we show for international buyers. We have a lot of international buyers from the United States. We have some from Europe. We have some from Asia. But our most international buyers come from USA. A lot of coffee roasters back in the States that prefer our coffee because El Salvador's coffee is one of the best in the whole world. I've mentioned it a lot. We don't have quantity, but we have quality. Our quality in the grains is one of the best things that positions El Salvador's coffee in the whole world. Right? We, as El Salvador, there's a brand or there's a labeling, a marketing area that says, "Drink it and smile." Café del Salvador. Drink it and smile.
Nice.
Because of all that goes into it. Hand-picked coffee, families that work in it still work with this. Even though, like I told you, there's a lot of people that don't want to work in agriculture no more. They found different ways to make incomes, now working in agriculture. Not only for coffee, but for all the types of agriculture we have in El Salvador. Beans, rice, corn, etc. Sugar. But still, coffee is, like I told you, the lungs of El Salvador still. Right? Well, you're in a big city, now you're in a coffee region. You can even breathe better now here.
Right. So you guys, yeah, I mean, I'm sure we're sucking up all kinds of carbon dioxide here. I mean, there's green everywhere you look.
Yeah, and it's not even the rainy season. When it rains, this thing turns completely green.
Oh wow, I couldn't even imagine that.
Right,
So you were saying that your international buyers, you often show them around your coffee tour because they're I'm sure it's more in curiosity, but they want to make sure that the quality of the product that they're buying to sell to their customers.
right.
I see. So you have a relationship with the international buyers.
Exactly, because right now we don't have a harvest. But with this idea of which you would basically the same thing you've been doing right now, walking around the farm, seeing how we take care of the trees and all that. That's the way you can have an idea of what you're gonna buy, right? For your coffee shop, for your grocery store back in the States, or for your restaurants in the mid city, right? So once it's harvest time, we can pick some coffee, and I can send you a how you call this,
Like a sample?
Sample. That's right. A sample of what you saw versus what you're gonna taste, and what I can offer you. This farm right here, 2.5 square hectares, can give me approximately well worth 1,000 pounds.
Okay.
That would be 2 containers,
Okay.
free on board, towards your headquarters back in Arizona.
So, question. So, if I'm an international coffee buyer of a, we won't name any names here.
Right.
Let's say I have a big coffee chain.
Right.
The coffee beans that do you roast them or do they roast them?
They roast them.
Okay, so you do you dry them?
I dry them.
And that you were telling me earlier that takes
That takes approximately 2 months.
So you'll dry them in your drying facilities.
Right.
And is there anything special, or do you just keep them?
Dry by sun.
Okay, so you put them out in the sun,
Right.
and then you package them up, and then
put them in my storage area, which has to have certain characteristics, humidity, the heat control inside, so that when I send you the sample, and you say, all right, I did like this coffee, where was it from? I can tell you it was from Finca Rosalillo, and the sample I'm sending you, I guarantee you that the 1,000 pounds you will receive are coming from this farm.
I see.
All right. After that, you and I, we sign a contract for the 1,000 pounds. We'll be free on board in a certain time. There's a lot of things that could happen though. Atmosphere, climate control. In agriculture, you cannot control how much rain is going to fall, how much dry season we're going to have. So after we sign a contract, I have to give you the 1,000 pounds from the farm I told you were going to get it.
And it has to be dried, but not roasted. So at this point, is it your responsibility to get it to the port, or they pick it up?
No, I take it to the port.
Okay, which isn't that far from here, right?
No, it's 40 kilometers away.
So you contract with a shipping company.
Exactly.
And then you hand it to them at the port, and then they own it.
Exactly.
Okay.
From the port, that's theirs.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, that's how it works.
Gustavo,
Jason,
thank you so much. I mean, I learned so much today, man. You are a wealth of knowledge. Thank you so much.
thank you for coming to Ataco. Thank you for coming to El Salvador. Especially, thank you for coming to meet Café Las Casitas in our farm. I will say this in Spanish. Bienvenido a El Salvador. Bienvenido a Ataco. Si quieren venir a visitar y conocer el origen del café, este es el mejor lugar. Contacto con la naturaleza y vivir la experiencia. You will feel the experience. You will live the experience of being in a real coffee farm, where we produce what we offer you. Original coffee from orange.
Nice. And how can people get in touch with you?
You can find us on all the social medias as Las Casitas Ataco. That's you can find us there. We have a local phone number. I think you're going to put that on the videos. And all that.
Yeah. I'll put a link in the description
Sure.
of all your social medias, and will we put your Instagram number on there,
Sure.
or would you prefer they contact you with through social media first?
Both. I'll give you my number, my local Salvadorian number here.
Okay.
So people, we have WhatsApp. We 24/7 on the phone.
Cool.
We're here.
Cool. And I stumbled across Gustavo. I just randomly picked a hotel and a taco, and I randomly picked a taco too, and that's where I met him. So he's got a nice little place to stay too.
Yeah, when we get back over there, I hope you take some good pictures and videos over there.
Yeah,
we'll keep
we'll
on talking.
Yeah.
We'll drink a cup of coffee.
Oh, okay. I'm ready for one, man. All right, let's go have a cup of coffee.
All right, let's go there.
All right, man.
Let's go.
I don't know if I'd call myself a professional coffee connoisseur, but I drink enough of it to know a thing or two. And when I stayed here last week, before he gave me his coffee, I asked for a dark roast. I like to drink dark roast coffee. And the point I'm trying to make is I think I like a dark roast coffee because it's actually covering up for an inferior coffee. Now this is a medium roast, a medium ground, and it has got such a complex flavor to it, and it's bold, but yet mellow at the same time. And I like my coffee a little bit stronger, and it definitely scratches that itch without being a dark roast, which I find fascinating. And I don't know how to describe the flavor, but there's a hint of something in there that's special. It's something that's subtle yet makes a difference in the flavor of the coffee. It is very interesting. It's truly the best coffee I've ever had. And I don't drink caffeine past 11 a.m., so it's worth staying up tonight for sure. He's over there laughing at me. I'm gonna do this. Then let's do a sweep.
Yes.
Nice, that great idea. Oh yeah, and then let me do that again. I'd like to give a special thanks to Gustavo for sharing his passion for coffee with us. This is clearly a labor of love for him. If you find yourself on the Rutas de Flores in El Salvador, stop by El Taco and say hi to Gustavo. He has a super cool compound on the edge of town with a modest hotel. I'll link his contact details in the description. And as always, thanks for coming along.